Okay, another update on the Elliott Wave test on this recalcitrant pair. Let's see what chance we have next week. Now, next week there is a lot of news coming out of Australia. So there will be market moving things which will send this pair, finally move this pair out of its small range. So British news, PMI on Monday, and then there is not much else through to Friday. But there's a lot of Australian news starting overnight on, well, there's some market opening time. Starting overnight on Tuesday, there is news. Wednesday, GDP. Thursday, and then nothing on Friday. So there's that on the way, which should move this pair. Now let's have a look at what's changed over the past week. The weekly print on this pair is a weak little candle, not exactly a hanging man, but it should see a sell-off at resistance here. This remains intact. And on the daily, well, there's not an immediate sell-off. If this had closed red, it would have been perfect to just see a drop off. So there isn't that immediate opportunity to sell off, like a higher percentage one. But what we have here, basically, we can still mark this as done. Frankly, there are too many possibilities within this correction still, and I can go over a few of them, but there are more than I can enumerate, and also the bias is down. The bias will remain down so long as this 5-wave impulse remains valid at 17999. So there are a few things here. If we assume that the high is in here, it is probably starting as a corrective decline. So if we do see the sell-off, even if it moves up a little bit first, without making a new high, and we see the sell-off, it's going to look like a corrective decline, I think, which will tie into the idea on the bigger chart that we have trendline support coming in about 175, high 174s. And the target on this move is below 17575. So anything below there into 174 may see some support, because there are a couple ideas on this. I went over this on Twitter. It's possible 2 is in here, or 2, the end of the correction. Or it's possible it comes up here for one more gyration, because it didn't break the high here, but we may see another move up there. So that's to be determined. So if it continues to sell off from here or just a little bit above and then turns down, that will probably be a corrective decline. However, one view I presented on Twitter was that we may see one more high still, if it can hold this last low. I mean, you can see it looks like a flag, so I would be, I'll go over that in a minute. If we see one more high here, like this, one more corrective high, then it will open the down move to a new interpretation, which may not be corrective. It may turn into a more violent, precipitous downward move where we can take this correction is being finished on this high, because it's got that resistance level at the moment. So we'll have to see how this plays out. So one possibility is a high. However, there is a flag-like structure here, which, if broken, will probably have a good chance to move down. I don't want to assume that there's going to be another high. It's just one possibility. The odds at this stage favor a low, and a break here will emphasize that or accentuate that. There are just too many possibilities at the moment. There's even the possibility for something like this to come down a little bit lower to about 1,770 and then move up. Or if we break and it just rolls over. So the sell side is favored here. And that is about it. I mean, you can look at this as a kind of head and shoulders. I'm not sure if you can fit a head and shoulders into this type of place. So we may see another high, may not, who knows? No one knows at this stage. It's just that it's possible within the limits of this move. But the bare minimum has been met. 3 waves here. And the weekly chart suggests that resistance is going to hold for now. So let's see if it turns over. next week. There's a lot of news. And I think that's about it. The shape into the new low, if it happens, it'll be important just if it starts from here or from higher up here and down. So I think that's it. So looking for downside in this to play out next week. And we'll see from there. I'll update it again when it has something to say. All right, bye-bye.